What's going on, everyone? Is it doom or gloom? Is it a financial crash? Are we at the end of times as we know it in the housing market? Why are over 600,000 real estate agents leaving the market? What's this mean to you? We're going to talk about that and then some. Just stay tuned. This is Black Line After Hours. I'm your host, Kerry Ferdinand. Stay tuned. Yeah, of course, Black Line Realty is the best. Hampton Road's finest. What else did you think I was going to say?
Listen, we're just here to dominate. No more, no less.
Hey, man, I'm telling you, when it comes to this real estate, anybody can win. You got to know when to take your chance.
Absolutely.
It's Black Line After Hours. Let's go. All right, what's going on, everyone? This is Kerry Ferdinand, owner, operator, Black Line Realty, and I'm here with my co-host, Shan Ferdinand. What's going on, Shan?
Hey, nothing much. How you doing?
I am doing well. Make sure everybody knows that you are the owner of S&K Property Management, along with 10 to 9. So, hey, listen, big shout out to 10 to 9 for letting us use all this great equipment. If you need any, I almost said a place to lay your head, but if you need any place to do business, you need an extra office space, make sure you stop through and you talk to the one each Shan Ferdinand. All right, Shan. So today we're talking about, is it Armageddon? Why are so many agents leaving the market? I think NAR said it's over 600,000 agents leaving the market. So let's start there. What are your thoughts on agents leaving the market and what's the reason?
So, the number one reason is a shortage of inventory. Working in real estate, your inventory is your business. And if there is little to no inventory available to you, the real estate agent, then you have no business. So that means that agents are making little to no profit. They're making no money, and it is too costly to be a real estate agent.
Okay. So too costly to be an agent, which goes in line with, I thought was something very interesting. Up to 6 months ago, we were looking at it that a house will probably sit on the market for about no longer than 7 days.
Mm-hmm.
And what I mean by sit on market, seller goes to an agent, says, hey, I want to sell my house. Agent lists the house, puts the house on market. So there's already some time in there. So we're going to say from the time the house was listed to the time we got a actual contract on the house was no more than 7 days.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of times in 4 days. So by the time you decided that you wanted to see it on an open house, the house was already gone.
Mm-hmm.
So what happens a lot of times are agents get paid a lot faster. So
Yep.
you're looking at somebody getting from the time they list the house to the time through the time the house closes or the property closes, you're looking at probably 35, 40 days
Right.
before they get a paycheck.
Mm-hmm. Whereas now, since rates have increased, since the market has shifted, now we're finding that houses are sitting on the market a wee bit longer, maybe a while longer. On average, maybe 60 to 90 days a house sits on market before it even goes under contract. And then from the time it goes under contract, that's another 45 days for closing. So agents aren't being paid as frequently as they were in situations like you mentioned.
So when I first came into the game, which wasn't that long ago, about 5 to 7 years ago, I know that houses typically stayed on market for at least 60 days. You got it under contract around the 60th day, and then it took about another 45 days to close.
Mm-hmm.
So that was a typical time back then. You're looking at about 90 days to close.
Mm-hmm.
So just in the volume or the velocity that it takes from putting the house on market to the time it closes, we're already looking at another 30 days, which could adversely affect somebody who just came into this industry or needs that paycheck immediately. That could cost. And then you said you have fees, and if you're paying something like any one of these CRMs or any one of these systems, you're paying that. And if you're not getting paid in 60 to 90 days, that could adversely hurt your business.
Absolutely. You may be in the red. Nobody wants to be in the red. And another reason why agents are leaving, and this has more to do with the clients and the actual market itself, is fluctuating rates. And actually, that's more of the reason why there's a shortage of inventory, and then the reason why agents are leaving. rates are changing. They're going. I think when we were talking earlier, you mentioned how one day rates could be 5%, and then the next day they could be 8%. And so sellers are choosing to stay put, or people in general are choosing to stay put. They're choosing not to put their houses on market.
Right, because if I sell my house, the next problem is where am I going?
Mm-hmm.
And you just became a buyer on the other end. So where you got to reap the benefits of being a seller on one side, now you have the dysfunction or displeasure of being on the buyer.
Yeah.
So yeah, definitely. So you're looking at your house taking longer to sell, and you're also looking at a lack of inventory, which means you're not getting into the property that you either necessarily want or you're waiting for.
Mm-hmm.
So, and then like you said, these shifting markets.
Yeah. What types of agents are we seeing that are involved in this mass exodus?
So the agents that we're seeing leaving this mass exodus would actually surprise you. A lot of people believe that it's usually an agent 1 to 5 years, because typically 80% of your agents don't make it past the first 5 years of real
80%?
estate. 87% at least.
87%.
Yeah, 87% don't make it past the first 5 years. And a lot of that comes from they didn't know what the fees and costs were going to be. They didn't know what they didn't know. They didn't know that they needed a mentor. They didn't know that what a cap is. They didn't know a lot about the industry itself. So a lot of people leave the industry within the first 5 years, but that's not what we're seeing right now. What we're seeing is people are leaving at all different levels. So from your beginner to your intermediate to your most seasoned agent, these are the people leaving. And why they're leaving is a very interesting reason. What do you think the reason is?
Because they don't have systems and processes in place.
You've been looking at my notes again. So, right, they're leaving because systems and processes aren't in place. So let's start with our seniors, right? They're leaving because although they may have had systems and processes, they're antiquated. They can't keep up with technology. They don't understand that all it takes is do a little thing with your phone and you have a commercial on social media. They don't understand that CRMs move a little bit faster now. It's not the index card days of the past. They don't realize that some people just don't want to come in the office and talk to them. Some people just want to talk to you on the phone the whole time and, send emails back and forth.
Set me up on a Zoom call.
Right. Even the Zoom call could be a little problematic, if you will. So these are our senior agents, the ones that are not embracing or cannot embrace technology for whatever reason. Your intermediate agents are leaving because some of them are like, man, I'm burnt out. I'm burnt out. I've seen this before. It's time to get a job and go back to work. Because they know what this looks like. They've been in 2008. They've seen 2008. They know how hard it's about to be, and they don't want to deal with it. And now our brand new agents, these are the agents that we talked about before. These are the 87% that was going to leave anyway.
That's a heck of a number.
Yep. So we're looking at those people leaving the market regardless. So your 600,000 is coming from a whole slew of things. And then in between there somewhere, you had the fair weather agent. This is the agent that said, hey, you know what? It's the great, what did you call it?
Resignation.
Right. So they had the great resignation. They said, hey, I want a better work-life balance. So they left whatever industry that they were in, and they came into real estate believing that Selling Sunset and all these other shows were amazing. And they thought they were going to just jump in the industry and sell $500 million homes, not realizing that this is actually work. What we do is actual work, and they had to get in front of clients. And some of them actually did a good job, and they may have sold 1 or 2 houses, but for the most part, they couldn't keep up with the average agent in a good season.
Right.
So now they're going into a season of worry, of famine or leanness, and now they have to figure that problem out, and that's something above what they're trying to do. So for a lot of them, they're leaving the market because of that.
Yeah, and it's interesting that you mentioned technology earlier. You talked about how the agents don't want to get on their phone to shoot a quick video, and I think that that's another reason why agents are leaving, is because they don't want to stay abreast of the latest technologies. They don't want to embrace um, the various technologies from virtual coaching to the new CRMs to the various apps that are available to help streamline business. Some of these agents, they just don't want to get on board.
So if they're not embracing technology, and technology is the way of the future, you have people that are buying and selling houses with cryptocurrency. I believe in California, we have people that don't have never seen their agents. We have people that are trying to use. They're trying to be early adopters and use a system to where not only they not meeting their agent, they're not even meeting the buyer, seller. They're not meeting anybody involved in the deal, and they're just going online and buying property unseen. And this is the way that they're choosing to do business. So if you can't keep up with what technology is doing, even all the way down to geo farming, if you can't keep up with what the market is doing, shame on you, and shame on you for not embracing technology, because this should be a tool to, it should be used as a tool to help you and assist you in your business and get more business. So
I read an interesting statistic on the NAR website, and it relates to technology. It said that 93% of agents communicated with their clients via text message, and most of transactions are completed. I mean, you may speak to your client at, a buyer's consult, and, here and there throughout the transaction, but most of that communication is done via text message, and that's a form of technology. And, people are they're on that wave of the future, so agents have to jump on the wave too, otherwise they're going to be left behind.
yeah, so technology should make transactions easier for both buyer and seller. It should never be a sticking point, but it should never be the main source that we use to buy and sell property. So what does this mean? 600,000 agents leaving the industry. What does this mean to the buyer or the consumer in general?
So this market is separating the wheat from the tare. In other words, it's separating those who are in this business and making this business a career versus it's separating them from the people who just came into the industry just to make a couple dollars, who aren't taking it very serious. And to me, that equates to having a more professional agent on your team as a consumer. You have someone who has the sticking power to, see it through a tough market. So, in my opinion, if they can stick it through a tough market, they'll make it through a tough transaction.
So a point that I think we kind of just skipped over is, what does it mean to consumers, and who are these agents that are staying, right? The agents that are staying are the ones that, to piggyback off of what you're saying, are the ones that are relying on their systems and processes. They have put something in place to where they have become risk adverse, if you will, because they've already worked the systems and they're currently working a system that's a proven system. And what I mean by a proven system, they are staying in front of not only the buyer and the seller, but anybody else that may want to buy or sell property, which is very important. And they're staying abreast of whatever the current information is. They are a student of the game and they're a lifelong learner. So what does that mean, again, to the consumer? That means the consumer is getting a true professional.
A knowledgeable professional.
Absolutely. They're getting
subject matter expert.
They're getting a subject matter expert in their field, in their area, and they're not dealing with the whimsical agents that are coming in just to make a couple dollars. They are dealing with somebody that's serious about their profession. They are dealing with somebody with systems and processes, and somebody that's going to get you to the finish line when it comes to buying or selling a property.
What's on the other side? For agents, for those in the game, I think that if they stick it through, if they remain consistent, if they don't fold, then they'll see exponential growth on the other side. They'll come out of this they would be building a pipeline. They have built an audience, and when the market gets better, they'll have plenty of business lined up.
From, I guess, an investor side or just a buyer side, right?
Mm-hmm.
So there's pluses on all this stuff, right? So what's on the other side? So what's causing agents to leave the industry is lack of inventory.
Mm-hmm.
But as a buyer, that opens up creative buying. That allows you to buy things a little bit more creative, do a little bit more subject to, do a little bit more finer owner financing, those sort of things. Some things that were lost in the past that a lot of people have forgotten about. this is a great opportunity to go out there and find transactions or deals to be made and with a lot of meat on the bone because there are a lot of people scared to buy traditionally. So this is a great time if you have a couple of dollars in your pocket or a couple of friends that are willing to go out there and invest. This is a great time to go out there and negotiate.
Yeah, because negotiation is something that we completely forgot about in this past market. There was no negotiation, but now I'm seeing, with the shift in the market, that there is more opportunity to negotiate a deal.
And for your sellers out there, this is also a great opportunity because if you took advantage of some of these rates, now you can negotiate. Hey, I'm gonna still raise the price on you all day, every day, if you want to assume my rate. And there are some rates that are assumable, which that could be a whole nother podcast where we talk about assumable rates. So, real quick, what that means is, if you're a seller, let's say that you have your house and it's 300,000, and you want to tack on extra 30,000. I'm just throwing numbers out there. Extra 30,000, so somebody could buy your house at a 2.5 rate, which is still saving them money all day, every day. That's a great deal to somebody if you know how to negotiate and structure it right. So these are the type of things that are worth talking about, and there's still meat on the bone, if you will, and there's still room and opportunity for buyer and seller alike to make a couple of dollars and to get a great deal. What that means for agents, for the um, million agents that do stay in the game, this is also a beautiful time because this allows you to master your craft.
Mm-hmm.
This is a great time for you to put your systems and processes and have a proven system and process, because this may last 12 months to 18 months max. When you come on the other side of this, you've already cornered a market share because there are a lot of people leaving the market. All right. So I just gave her the look, everybody. I don't know if y'all saw it. I just gave her the look. But this is I got thrown off.
This is an opportunity for them to get in and master their craft, to study
Right.
their
So
craft.
this is a great opportunity for real estate agents to really master the craft and to get a good market share, because as people are leaving, now's the time for you to get that market share. That might be a great time to steal somebody's little spot on Zillow. This might be your time to geo farm a particular neighborhood because that agent in that neighborhood has gone or went out of business. This is a great time for you. And all studies show that if you can stick through this, you are going to double or triple your profits on the other end all day, every day. And it's just a beautiful time.
Yeah, again, it means on the other side, there's exponential growth. It means that your business, once we come out of this financial Armageddon, doom, doom, doom. No.
Dun,
Once,
dun, dun.
once we see a change in the downturn, your business will take off. But that's only if you stick it out and only if you remain consistent.
Hey, listen, this is a great conversation, and it's over.
Aw.
No, listen, this has been a great conversation. If you have any questions, feel free to let us know. We'll leave some comments. Make sure you like and subscribe. This is Carrie Ferdinand and Shan Ferdinand. Is there anything else that you wanted to?
Just remember 10 to 9 if you're looking to get into podcasting, or if you need an office space, check out 10 to 9. You can reach us at 757-872-2358 or info@10to9.com, and that's the number 10 TOO and the number 9.com. Check us out, S&K Property Management. The website is vapropmgmt.com. Or if you're in the market to buy or sell, or if you're an investor or any of that, you can hit us up at Blackline Realty, 757, same number, 757-872-2358, or email us at info@blacklineret.com.
Now that we're wrapping this up, I want to leave you with the same message that I normally leave you with, and that is, it is the holiday season. You have veterans that fought for your country, our country, and they are alone over this holiday season. So make sure that you say thank you, pick up the phone, send a gift, make your presence known, let them know that you care, because we don't need to lose another vet during these holidays. So I salute you. I respect you and thank you for all that you do. Thank you for all that you've done and all that you do. This is Kerry Ferdinand. This is Black Line After Hours. Peace.